Well, welcome back to my channel, Mispronounced Adventures, and I'm still in the Swedish Arctic. Last episode I dropped Katie off at the airport and I've carried on, so the minute I'm on the border with Finland, the plan being, well, usually what happens with these trips is I spend a couple of days filming stuff and doing activities, and then I spend a day editing, catching up on the videos. So I've just finished my day of editing, time to crack on and get into Finland. So what is the overall plan at the minute? I have no idea. Early on in the trip, things I had sort of like booked in was meeting Craig and Amy from Kinging It, and my friend Katie coming over in a week with her. So now that that's both done, not sure what to do. I mean, the overall plan for the trip is to find -40. It's to find the arbitrary coldest possible number I can get on the dashboard and the van to display. But at the minute, it's not very cold. I mean, yes, it's -20 at the moment, but there is no like real cold temperatures anywhere, seemingly in the Nordics right now. Looking at the maps and the weather charts, so I think I'm just going to go to areas of the Nordics I've not been before. Finland, and it is a chilly -24. And we are back in Finland.
In 1.2 miles, turn left onto Lahenrana.
As for countries on this trip, I kind of just plan to just sort of be going back and forth between Sweden, Finland and Norway, which I've not been to yet on the trip. That's the overall sort of plan. Oh, this is a perfect place to sleep tonight. Excellent. Right, nice little park up found. Just a little forest road. I just saw one. I think it's like a national park sign or like walking car park sign. So followed that. I'm gonna park here. Yeah, go to bed, and I've got a little bit of a plan for the morning. This looks like it might be a good venue to test some of the tracking shots with the drone on a bike, because I have a bike with me and most of you probably don't know where I put it. I took a nice tracking shot with the drone on with my Mirider, and yeah, I think I haven't reviewed the shot yet, but I guess it was flying in such a way that the sensors did not see the tree which the drone has landed in. So I'm going to go climb a tree to get the drone back. If I can find the tree again. So the drone is at the top of that tree. There's its little green light. Time to go rescue it. Not my smartest idea. Not my smartest idea. We're gonna get the drone. It's just there. Right, not my smartest idea. I found the little devil. Great view up here though. Yeah. I am only halfway, I need to get down again safely. Might not be the smartest of ideas. But we made it down. Oh. Right, I've got it back. Leave no drone behind. And also don't litter, I guess. Leave no trace. So that was a bit of fun. I thought, you know what, I borrowed that Mirider from Vanlife Fest. I want to try it in the snow, see how well it works. Yeah, didn't think I would then end up climbing a tree to recover the drone. Oh, and the lighting is spectacular at the minute. So at the minute, the plan is to carry on driving and get to a town called Lev, which seems to be quite a biggish size ski town, to resupply and go from there really. Probably find a park up somewhere nearby as well for the night. I love that just snowmobiles are a normal way of getting around and mucking around in supermarket car parks. It's still normal. Right, resupply sorted, and yeah, it's just kind of fun to see snowmobiles used in everyday transport and people mucking around with snowmobiles in supermarket car parks. I guess mucking around in supermarket car parks is the same the world over. Right, let's go find a park up for the night. So I thought I would do a little section talking about some of the kit I've got and the bike. Right, well, I do have the Mirider in the van, and as I am borrowing it and I've got to give it back, didn't really want to have to rebuild the van for it, so it nicely fits in this little cupboard here. And one Mirider. Right. Right, and since we're talking about kit, there's been quite a few questions on personal kit, what I'm wearing day to day, and sort of the spares I bought. So let's have a look at that. Well, day to day wear, if I'm in the van and just going to the shop or driving, nothing interesting really, just jeans and a hoodie. Although I am wearing thick leggings underneath the jeans because the thermal properties of jeans are somewhat limited. If I'm outdoors on the other hand, then I'll put waterproof over trousers, which I keep up here, or a variety of different jackets. My normal big down jacket, which is quite warm. Most of the time if I'm out of the van and it's cold, I'll be wearing. Something a bit different, which you see in some of the videos, is my Fjordrasian poncho, or I think it's a Fjordrasian Nuaka, which is just an insulated winter poncho. Obviously not a necessary thing, I just enjoy it. The other jacket you'll see me wear is my synthetic insulated jacket, which is what I would use as a belay jacket if I was out climbing or winter climbing. Generally this is for now anything which is messy, so if I'm doing stuff under the van in the cold, I wear this because I don't mind getting it all manky. Waterproof jacket, don't need it much for the waterproofness. Most of the time if it's snowing hard and it's not too cold, I have this, or it's good for wind resistance as well. Other important kit I have with me which gets used, my 2 EcoFlow power banks. Yes, I'm quite fortunate to have those because of the videos I do with EcoFlow. To be honest, the little one is used as my drone charging station, just because having these cables always lying around is quite a pain, so I just stuck on the chargers for the drone to the lid of this unit, and then I just have this usually in the cab. When I'm filming, I just immediately chuck a drone battery on there and put it away. For me, quite a good useful system. The bigger River Pro, which is what I usually run the laptop off, and whilst I've got the inverter in the van, I prefer just to usually run the laptop off that and then just have that plugged in on the cigarette lighter when I'm driving the next day. Just so if I'm leaving a video render overnight or upload overnight, and it does for some reason take all night, it doesn't massively impact the main house battery, something I do particularly on this trip. Also, it does mean I've got flexibility and options that if for some reason there's a catastrophic failure of my electrical system in the van, I have got spare 12 volt, which I could run the diesel heater off, and also use it to do things like run the hot air gun, which is quite useful if I need to thaw out a component if something's frozen really solid. So basically just gives me a miniature electrical system as a secondary backup if need be. A charger, which again can power most 12 volt things, or if I really needed to for some reason, I could also charge up the starter battery if it was completely flat. It shouldn't be because I've got a trickle charger. Spare induction stove in case my one breaks, or I want to do some al fresco cooking in -35. Spare engine preheater. So whilst this one does look not in great condition, it was only 99p for this Webasto. It's the same unit I've got the engine preheater in the van at the minute, and it fired up first time when I tested it, so it works fine. And spare diesel heater and the rest of the kit, which is just in the cupboard. So spare pump, all spare wiring, fuel lines, fuel filters, everything. So if I needed to be, I could replace the entire diesel heater I've got. And tools wise, I've got all my basic toolbox with me with my impact drivers, drills, multi-tool for cutting stuff, replacement for most of the fuses in the van, so if any part of the electrical system broke, the fuses, connectors, spare wiring. But out in the Nordics you have quite a few pretty amazing automotive stores and DIY shops which you could buy everything from isolators to fuse boxes and everything else in between. So that's a lot of the spares I carry for repairing or general day-to-day use. Right, and more of the outdoor kit. Rucksack, I've got 2 rucksacks opposite with me, a big one and a small one. We've got my first aid kit, my admin pouch, which has got a variety of things in it, from lights, spare cables, satellite communication, spare phone, duct tape, notepad, pens, torches, super glue, cable ties, spare passport photos. This all comes from sort of my expedition work which goes with me. Tent, a 5-season sleeping bag, so well down into appropriate sleeping bag for a night outdoors here. Axe, 2 boots. I've got my leather boots, which if I'm doing something like a kilometre or 2 walk I might wear. If it's getting really cold, I've got my technical mountaineering boots I could wear. Snow shovel, this is collapsible and lives in the cab. Normally you might have this as an avalanche shovel in your rucksack if you're out in the mountains. Here it's for digging the van out when I get it stuck. That might be a bit deep. Cookware and a little mess burner as well. Roll mat, ice axe in case I wanted to go a bit more mountaineering. Some slightly warmer gloves, although to be honest out here mitts are way more efficient than finger gloves. You will get pretty cold fingers. Some crampons for those boots if I want to wear them, and that's sort of my outdoor kit which I got with me. So everything to survive outdoors in the wilderness as well if I needed to, or I wanted to go for a night camping in the forest or something like that. And that's pretty much going to end the episode here. So thank you very much for joining me. Been a little bit of a shorter episode and answering a few questions talking about sort of kit and some of the things I've got with me. If you've got any more questions about individual bits of kit I may have just shown or other things you've seen in videos I've not shown, just put it in the comments below and I'll try and pick that up either in another video or on the Instagram as well. If you've enjoyed the video or this whole trip, feel free to give it a like and a comment or subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And same as I said before, I'm working with Roma and their Extreme Series batteries for this trip, which are some cold weather lithium batteries. If that's one of the other ways you can support the channel if you are after some batteries, be it their extreme versions or their normal Smart Generation 3 ones. My affiliate link, which is down in the description, helps support the channel and so I can do silly trips like this up to the Arctic. But thank you very much for joining me and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.